About a month and a half ago, I quit drinking alcohol, and I will tell you why and tell you all about it. If this is your first time here, welcome to the Finish Stronger Project. My name is EB. I have a master's degree in applied psychology. I'm also a certified nutrition coach and personal trainer, and I think most importantly, a former big guy who's managed to, for the most part, keep his weight off for the last few 3 years. Um, which leads to this. Back in July, when I transitioned out of my old job and started working for myself, I felt like I had everything under control with my weight, and I teach that we know how to gain weight and we know how to lose weight, but we do not know how to maintain. And I became that statistic. Even though I teach it, I let my foot off the gas and started giving myself permission to have a couple 3 beers a night, and slowly some weight crept back up. And by the time I realized what was going on, well, I weighed myself every day. I knew what was going on, but I was up, 20 something pounds. And so I, uh, I remember on Veterans Day, I went to my friend's house and we spent all day. We had a fire. We smoked some meat on his grill and had some beers. And the next morning, I just didn't feel good. My arms were aching, then my legs would ache, and then one arm would ache, and then the other leg would ache, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. I went to the internet, and it's like, and I kind of Googled hangover and sore limbs, and it was a result of an alcohol induced dehydration. And I'm like, good Lord, I should not be going through this. This cannot be healthy for me. I mean, I still got up, I still got on my bike, I still exercised, but I started thinking, like, is this good for me? Um, and I came up with a few reasons why it wasn't, and why I was going to give total sobriety a try. First off, my relationship with beer. I love beer. I love the way beer tastes. I love craft beer. And it was a reward for me back when I was losing most of my weight. I used to be 80 some odd pounds heavier, and I would be good all week with my health and nutrition. And then Saturday, I would do some sort of really big bike ride, 75, 100-mile plus bike ride. And then my reward would be to eat whatever I wanted and have a few beers. And then the next day, I'd feel like absolute garbage, and that would remind myself why I was getting on, why I was on this journey. But what happened was that as I started bringing alcohol into my day-to-day experience, it kind of cut my resolve to stay on track. So I would be good all this is how a day would go. I'd be good all day. And then around, I don't know, 4:30, 5 o'clock, when my wife would get off work, I'd close down my laptop and I'd have a beer. And even though I had been tracking and I had exercised and everything, and I was doing really great, the minute I got to that second beer, kind of my resolve for eating healthy just went away. And, my kryptonite is waffle fries and pizza and sometimes Cold Stone. And that's what I did. And I just did it every single day. And, I just came to a point where I said, this just isn't conducive to the way that I want to live. And so I quit. And I tell you, it wasn't hard for me. I want to stress that I am not in recovery. I was not addicted to alcohol. And man, I tell you what, since going down this, I will say, sobriety rabbit hole, I have found people, like wonderful, wonderful people on YouTube, that are sharing their experiences being addicted to alcohol, and specifically LD, liver disease, following his journey. That is not what I experienced, and my heart goes out to anybody experiencing that. However, what I have found is some of the behaviors that these folks in recovery talk about, you can just substitute food for booze with the experiences that they share. Um, so the booze was not helping me make good decisions. and I wasn't feeling as good on my long rides. And I tell you, since I quit, it's amazing. Like the weight's come off. I've lost 14 pounds, and that hasn't been that hard. I am sleeping better. When I was drinking, those beers every night, I would get up, I'm not kidding you, 3 to 4 times a night to use the bathroom and then have a hard time falling back asleep. I still get up about once a night. I'm in my 50s. I think it's just a normal thing. But I do fall back asleep easier. And I do find that I'm getting a better quality of sleep than I was when I was having a few beers. And then, if I feel better, I get up every morning. It sounds stupid. I get up at like 4ish every morning. I'm usually outside on my bike or on my trainer in here in the gym by like 5:30 with my coffee in me. And I tell you, it's easier for me to do this when I'm not drinking. It's really, I want to add a little something here. I think I've touched on this before. I suffer with depression and anxiety. And since I have stopped drinking, it's a lot better. It is a lot better. I'm not feeling as anxious. I'm creating more. I'm in front of the camera more. I'm better with my actual day job. I'm more creative there. I don't have that. How do I put it like that? I don't know what the word I'm looking for. That performance anxiety when it comes to writing and being creative for my consulting business. So I just want to put that out here. Like my head is clear because I am not drinking alcohol, which I think is I'm using it as a deterrent. Why I'm not. I don't think I'm going to go back for a while. Okay, back to the regularly scheduled not drinking. It's really weird to talk about quitting drinking. It feels like there's some stigma to it. When you tell people that you're going to quit drinking alcohol, they're like, oh, what's going on. You tell somebody you're going to quit eating pizza. You tell somebody you're going to quit drinking coffee. It doesn't. I'm never quitting drinking coffee, by the way. But if you tell people you're quitting those things, people just like, oh, that's awesome, good for you, man. But you tell people that you're quitting alcohol, and suddenly, it feels a bit like a stigma. And so I think that's why it was hard for me to speak to this, up until now. But I tell you, if there's people out there being brave enough to talk about their big problems with alcohol, I think I'm, able to come on here and share my little story. These things are unscripted. I just wanted to share a bit with you about my journey, not drinking. I've got, there's some events coming up. I'm not saying I'm never going to drink again, ever. That's not what I'm saying. But I got Christmas Eve coming up. That's usually kind of a night when I tend to have a few drinks. I just don't think I'm going to. Like, I've just really enjoyed waking up and feeling good. So it'll be interesting to have a Christmas day where I'm not moderately hungover for once in a few years. But I'm going to cut this thing short. I actually got real work I got to get to today, but I just wanted to wanted to share my story this morning. If you've waited to the end, thank you so much for watching this entire video. Like and subscribe. I actually have 54 subscribers right now. And boy, we would love to get to 55 by the end of the year. Until next time, love yourselves, be kind to others, no matter where you're starting from. You can finish stronger. We got this.